Boy, oh boy, is it getting spicy out there, guys. So, if you didn't know, we just had a major government official. I guess he was the director of national intelligence for the National Counterterrorism Center, the guy who basically knows everything about terrorism in this world, which people are doing what regarding that, and much, much more, I'm sure, as he has the highest clearance that you can get. He has all the access to information that anyone would ever want in government or otherwise, and this guy had some very interesting things to say today in his resignation letter. So let me run you through the juicy bit real quick in case you haven't heard it. He says, "I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby, aka AIPAC." So holy fucking shit. There it is right there. This guy obviously was probably struggling to sleep at night with this going on. There's probably a lot of people in government that are having a problem right now doing what they're doing, because it's absolutely fucking evil and despicable. Because it's not like we just went in there and decapitated the snake and it's all hunky-dory now, we can all go home. No, this is obviously going to go on for a very long time, and it's my suspicion, and I basically know at this point, that was always intended. We went ahead and struck a elementary school and killed 140 little girls and some innocent adults as well. And somehow we managed to kill the Ayatollah, but not kill his son who was in the same building, but kill his son's wife and his son's son, so that we could basically establish a lifetime enemy who absolutely hates us and Israel. And then I think we did the elementary school thing on top of that, just to ensure that the Iranian public at large would also be okay with a forever war on their behalf. So yeah, I don't know if this is still your guys' government, but it's not mine. We're going to get into some stuff here. The first thing that I want to talk about is this guy, Joe Kent. This is his Wikipedia page. It says here, National Counterterrorism Center. He's been a longtime supporter of Trump. This isn't some guy that was just there when Trump happened to get into office back last year in January. He's supported Trump. I think he was a 3-time Trump voter, and he's now saying, I can't do it anymore. This is so bad that I have to leave. And unfortunately, a lot of people are thinking right now that the entire government is going to come after this guy for this. I know this may seem like a smaller thing, but this is a major point of criticism now for this war that we're now in. They can't back down on this issue. That's what I'm hearing. This guy just started a fire that is not going to go away until they snuff him out. So I'm going to keep an eye on this guy, Joe Kent. I'm going to be watching what happens with him and between him and the government. Because people are saying, like, yeah, they're going to come after him pretty hard. They're probably going to come after his family. And he may even end up in prison for one reason or the other. And at that point, we'll know if this guy ends up in prison, we're basically living in Russia at that point. I think our country's heading there anyways. We look more and more like the USSR collapse to Russia every day. And of course, the Russian oligarchy, which mirrors our oligarchy here that operates in the background through the politicians, they are extremely ruthless over there, and they always have all kinds of authoritarian measures, including keeping people from buying homes and working decent jobs and all kinds of stuff if you don't go and fight and die in Ukraine. So that's what we're going towards here. Now, let's go over to Trump's press interview where he was talking about the Joe Kent resignation. And he has a little bit to say on that. So I'll play this clip.
Support your conflict with Iran. What's your reaction to that? And did you talk
Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well, but I thought he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is...
So they were such a threat that apparently nobody wants to help with the Iran war. This says Trump lashes out at NATO allies saying U.S. no longer needs help with Iran war. Donald Trump criticizes NATO and other US allies, saying he has been told that they don't want to get involved in the Iran war. He said, "We no longer need or desire the NATO countries' assistance. We never did." So, yeah, like this thing with Spain not wanting to come in, not wanting to pay 5%. That was kind of like, all right, whatever. Maybe they're being a little bitch. Maybe Trump's being an asshole. This makes complete sense. Nobody else wants to get involved in this war. And you know what? Count me in on that shit. I'm not going to fight this war. I don't know who is. I mean, I have a good idea. Apparently, we're going to start sending National Guard soldiers overseas. If you didn't know that, Pennsylvania National Guard soldiers deploying to Poland. Why are they doing that? Well, they're going to go move a bunch of shit around, apparently. This says they prepare to mobilize this spring for deployment to Poland as part of NATO's Enhanced Forward Presence mission. Governor Tom Wolf and Adjutant General Tony Carelli thanked the troops and their families. Why are we sending National Guard soldiers overseas to Europe? This doesn't make any sense. They're not police officers, which Trump is turning them into. Don't forget there's that whole thing still going on with the quick reaction force and using the National Guard in the future as like a quasi-military police force that's going to be, I guess, making arrests and performing a riot control. There's really no line on that either. It's still very blurry. We don't know what they're going to be doing exactly, but you can be assured they're going to be oppressing us. Now it looks like we're sending National Guard soldiers overseas for missions. I mean, this is just getting fucking absurd. But yeah, no other country wants to help with the Iran war. Nobody wants to be doing this. And why? Because apparently it's not fucking necessary. This guy doesn't want to support it. This guy had all the information that a person would possibly need, and he says Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. And it's clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel. So it's just so funny how we all kind of know things. We all are putting the pieces together, and then these predictions are coming true time after time. I don't understand at this point how anybody can be so adamant in their convictions about Trump being correct about everything, because it's just starting to seem like this whole thing is falling apart. And now it's getting so bad with like the whole MAGA movement and everything, specifically, on the Republican side of things, that Trump is even talking about like arresting Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson was saying that they're trying to like put a case together against him for some reason, probably because he's speaking out, saying stuff that helps us to predict this exact kind of thing right here, as well as many other conservative influencers just starting to turn and starting to question things and not being okay with what's going on and just not going along with it like Trump probably wants them to. So the whole thing is falling apart, and I'm not going to be fighting in this war. They can fight it themselves. Honestly, if I had a kid in the military right now, I'd be saying, how can you get out of the military? Why would I want my kid, if I had one, serving under this kind of an individual? Like, this is just beyond fucked up. And you know what else is fucked up? Let me show you something real quick. When we talk about soldiers and people going off to die in foreign wars, our children, the children of the poor, and the poor in general, just being oppressed and being sent to wars and stuff like that, like these National Guard soldiers are doing now, and they're having to thank the families. I guess the families all gathered there and were like, okay, bye son, bye daughter, see you sometime, maybe, unless a giant World War III happens and you die. What's happening in the background is actually like people like Kai Trump, who is the granddaughter of Donald Trump, is just going to, super expensive, super luxurious grocery stores like Erewhon, making YouTube videos about it, buying $300 lunches. I mean, look at this right here. Watch this.
Sweaters? The Haley Bieber smoothie? Oh my god.
They really laid out the red carpet for you.
I'm looking for my phone and you have it. I'm gonna go bankrupt with this stuff. I need to file for bankruptcy. Me and now we're just
I guarantee you're not going to have to file for bankruptcy because your father is currently in a position where he is selling pardons to people like CZ, the Chinese crypto guy who allowed terrorist organizations to transact through cryptocurrency on his platform resulting in mass death and mass destruction. And Trump basically just sold him a pardon, and Trump is creating his own crypto coins, doing rug pulls like that with his Trump coin or Milana coin or whatever the fuck. They all seem to spike, and then he sells, of course, and then everybody else is just left holding the bag. And another thing Trump is doing, if you've seen Penguin Z0's channel, sometimes he goes by Charlie White, he's currently talking about how he bought a Trump phone last year. Because Donald Trump came out, he made this kind of absurd marketing statement where he said, we'll get you basically a smartphone, a high quality smartphone, for about $100. And they have shafted everybody on that. They can't get anybody their phone. And Penguin Z0 here on YouTube, he's been telling everybody the whole process the whole way through. He's been getting on the phone, he's been recording it on camera, he's been showing it. They're just giving him the runaround. So I guarantee you, Kai Trump, you're going to be fine. Your grandfather is pulling enough scams and schemes on the American public for you to have a dynasty that lasts probably 20 generations. You're going to be absolutely fine. And let me show you some of these other videos too. When we talk about the decadence of the elite, the wastefulness of these people, look at this shit. I brought my Secret Service to Erewhon. So she took, taxpayer-funded guards, basically, the Secret Service, and they made some big trip out to the grocery store so that she could shoot her stupid little YouTube video. How much did that cost in taxpayer dollars? Look at this one too. Flying first class to the NBA All-Star game. Let's see what else we have here. Driving a NASCAR for the first time. And we keep going down here. Surprising my best friend for her birthday right here. Guess she bought her best friend a car. It's like hot pink or something like that. This, to me at this point, this shit fucking pisses me off. You're not going to be telling me that this girl, at the age of whatever she is, I think she's like 17 or something, is making enough money to go to the Hamptons. Her mom, I don't know what her mom does. I doubt she's making enough money to go to the Hamptons. And you just know for a fact, like, even if she was, this is all a result, and this is all privilege of Donald Trump being the president right now. This isn't just because he's a billionaire, but it's because he's using the presidency to pull all kinds of bullshit schemes on average people with his phones, with his crypto coins, and by selling pardons to really fucking terrible people who are going to go out there and make the world so much worse again. So great fucking job, by the way, documenting all of this shit. There was one up here I wanted to talk about too that I saw. It's there at the White House. It's this one right here, Christmas at the White House. Let's take a look and see what these people get up to at the White House every Christmas. So while we're all struggling and having a hard time working our 9-to-5s, and we can't even eat, and we can't even afford health care, and we're struggling to eat, pay the bills, this is what these people are getting up to. Let's see if she'll actually show. Looks like, Yep, to probably flying first class again. You get the view of the cockpit there. Good for you. And then just walking around doing whatever. And that's what these people do all day long. And that's why Donald Trump is doing this, basically. He's doing this so that he can set his family up to continue to have, the easiest, most decadent, likely degenerate lives that they possibly want to live. And this to me is really a window. Just like the Epstein thing is a window into the lives of the elite, these people cannot help themselves. They have to put themselves out there at every point in the day. They have to tell everybody exactly what they're doing. They're extremely fucking narcissistic. And they're not even like intelligent elites anymore. Obviously, with the Epstein thing spilling over the edges, that's not very intelligent. Broadcasting what you're doing every day and where you are and just how nice your life is while the vast majority of Americans are suffering. Like this, USDA food security report reveals 47.9 million Americans facing hunger. FRAC urges Congress to act now. Tons of people are starving, which is also because of the tariffs and not just the taxation, but the inflation, much of which was caused by this girl's grandfather, Donald Trump. You really think it's a good idea to be talking about how you're going out to Erewhon, dropping fucking $300 on a lunch, and they don't even eat half of this shit? Like, they actually end up spitting some of this stuff out. I think she runs to the bathroom at one point and just says, fuck this, I can't eat this. There's seaweed in it or something. To me, this is an absolutely fucking terrible look. I don't think these people have any kind of self-awareness whatsoever. So that's my rant for today. I'm just gonna leave it there. I fucking hate these people. And the federal government, it's not my government. I don't know if it's your guys's. I'm not fucking paying taxes anymore. Fuck that shit. It is a rogue entity at this point that is consuming us so that these people can go enjoy their $300 fucking lunches, fly first class to NBA games, and buy their friends these brand new vehicles on a whim. That's what I see. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I doubt you can. Like, try to argue with me on this. Seriously. I'll entertain it, but good luck, okay? That's all I have for now. I'll see you in the next video.